What's up, everybody? My name is Michael, and I'm a yoga teacher here in Central Florida. I typically work at LA Fitness in Lake Mary, Florida, but we're off on furlough, and so I'm providing this content to some of my yogis that I normally see in my classes on Thursdays and Fridays. A little bit different from today. Today I'm going to use a playlist in my ear. And so you can choose to listen to a different kind of music, or you can listen to the music that I'm listening to that inspires me to move at the pace that I'm moving. If you want to do that, I will have the playlist out by the time you watch this on Spotify, and it will be named 4/2, April 2nd. So you can hit the pause button if you want to go see that now, or go get that. Or hit pause and cool up your own music. Maybe the first song should be a little quieter. The last song a little quieter. You can fill in the blanks between there. We'll be here for about 55 minutes doing the flow. I do teach Vinyasa flow yoga. And that means that we flow from pose to pose to pose instead of taking a pose and pausing somewhere else. Today's pace will be somewhat fast. And I'll still be practicing somewhat on my mat, somewhat walking around, because I'm healing an injury and the healing is going well. All right, wherever you are and starting your practice, if you're on my playlist, you would want to, the first song on that list is called The Day After Tomorrow, and the time to hit that button is now. Find your way down to a child's pose. Begin to breathe. Child's pose is not a good pose for you to rest. Find another. And just breathe in and out through your nose. Find some stillness as we begin. And some stability. Closing your eyes maybe. And just watching the breath. As it comes in and as it goes out. And before it goes in, where does it go to? Before it comes out, where from? Notice, if you're breathing, that your body begins to relax. Maybe if you pay attention and follow it, you can force your body to relax even more as you notice the forehead and relax it. And you notice the top of your head. And your awareness continues down to your shoulders, noticing as they soften. Down to your middle back. Lower back softens, as does your pelvic area. Going all the way down the backs of your legs, glutes, calf muscles, and all the way down to the bottom of your feet. Coming all the way back up the front now, through the tops of your feet, your ankles, shins, your knees. Feel it all relaxing as it continues up through your thighs, your chest, your shoulders. And notice as your face is now relaxed, try to make your eyes relaxed as well. From here, begin to push your way back up into a down dog. Your arms will be straight, your legs will be straight. You're in an upside down V here. All right, From the upside down V, you're going to push from the palms of your hands, pushing all the way back, sharpening the shape of that V, and maybe beginning to relax down further into the heels of those feet. Breathing. And looking to the front of your mat. Beginning to walk forward, ending up in a ragdoll pose. Ragdoll, you're bending your body in half. You're grabbing your elbows with your palms. If you want to grab the biceps, go ahead. Close your eyes and begin to feel comfortable there. And if it feels good for you to continue to rock maybe to the right and to the left, go ahead. Do what feels good for you today. It's all about you on the mat. And as you inhale, begin to lift your arms all the way up. As we come up for Tadasana Pose, our hands are facing over our shoulders. And we're lifting up through our hips towards that ceiling above. As if someone is pulling us and we're also aiding in the lift our own selves. Bring your hands down to your side and set an intention for your practice. What's it going to be today? Do you want to sweat? Do you want to go hard? Do you want to go fast? Or do you want to go easy? Easy peasy. And maybe even take a nap near the end. It's your choice, it's your mat. Everything that I call as a pose can be modified up or down. They're basic poses, and you can take them to the next level. Set your intention and rise your arms back up over your shoulders and begin to swan dive forward into a forward fold. For a forward fold, your hands will come to the outsides of your feet, and if you need to, you can bend your knees to get the connection between your chest and your thighs. Allow your head maybe to hang just loosely from there, getting that bend in your back, and try to lift your hips up as much as you can. From here, lift halfway up. Your back is nice and straight. You're kind of allowing your head to just look down right in front, about a foot or so in front of your feet. Put your hands on your shins and maybe play with the weight in your feet. Maybe you can bring enough weight into your heels that your toes can lift up. From here, find your way to a high plank pose. Same as a high push-up, folks, if you don't know all the yoga language. Very, very slowly, with your elbows into your ribs, begin to bring your body down to your mat. All the way down to your mat, to your belly. And when you get there, and on your next inhale, just lift your body up very slightly. And then push your way back on the exhale to down dog. Breathing when you get there. Bending your knees and looking to the front of your mat. Walk to the front. Meet in a forward fold. Half lift. And then fold again. Nice. Now from here, lift all the way back up to our wonderful Tadasana Pose. We're lifting up here and we're pulling up. And the more we pull up and the more we lift our arms up, the more heat we bring into our practice. And so if the heat becomes too much for you, maybe think about putting less of a lift into your hands. And if that's even too much for you, know that you can bring your hands down. Any of these poses and still be okay. Bring your arms back up. And swan dive forward into that forward fold. Half lift when you get there, hands to your shin, back is straight. Coming into your high plank and now doing what's called a Vinyasa, a series of poses. And in this case, it will be a high plank, followed by a low plank, or if you need to go to your belly, that's cool. If you went to your belly, you'll come up in a cobra, and if you went to a chaturanga low plank, you'll pull your body forward. The tops of your feet will be on your mat, and from there on your exhale, push back, down dog. Bend your knees. Look to the front. Walk, hop, or skip forward fold. Half lift, fold. Find your way all the way up to Tadasana. Your hands come down to your side, mountain pose. Step your feet together. Lift your arms up. Sit back into the first chair pose of the today. Just beginning to bend your knees back. A lot of people can sit back into a chair that looks like a perfect dining room chair. I just never been able to get that far down. And it's not my really goal to be that perfect. I don't really need to be perfect, because the more I strive for perfection, the more I lose out. I don't find a way to grow harder if I find my way to perfection. From here, beginning to fold your body forward, half lift, and all the way back, Vinyasa. High plank, low plank, up dog, and down dog. Now from here, you're gonna lift that right foot up. And if all you wanna do is keep it there, keep it there. Point the toes down. Maybe you wanna move the ankle around and get a little movement in your leg, or maybe you wanna move the whole leg. Do what you came to do. Point the toes down to your mat, and now step them forward. Place the right foot between both of your hands and rise up now. Warrior one. Your right leg is at a 90-degree angle. You're facing forward and you're trying to get your hips in alignment with the room in front of you. Your left leg is straight and strong, and the toes are kind of pointing catty-cornered up to the left side of the room. If you have the strength and you've already been there, your arms are up and you're lifting up, and as those arms are lifting up, maybe find a way to sink down a little bit further, and as you exhale, Vinyasa, high, low, up, and as you exhale, down dog. When you get there, breathe. Left leg goes up. Moving that left leg around as you did on the other side. And if you didn't move it on the other side, stay where you were. Play with the heel of your right foot here and on the left foot when we're on the other side. Stepping your right foot forward, or left foot forward, guys, and rising up into our warrior one on the left side. Your left knee is 90-degree bent. You're trying to get your hips in alignment with whatever is in front of you. Your arms are lifting up. And once again, someone is pulling you up. Straighten that spine. It's so important. And as you straighten that spine and feel yourself being pulled, pull yourself down. Find some traction. And then Vinyasa. High plank, low plank, up dog, and down dog. And if that's too fast for you when I say it like that, take your time. Breathe. Nice. Now we'll bend our knees and we'll look to the front of the room. And we'll walk, hop, or skip, forward fold. We'll half lift when we get there. Back is nice and straight and strong. And we fold again. Lift all the way up to that Tadasana. Arms come up. Pull up, look up, be strong, and then bring your hands down to your side for mountain pose. Once again, we step our feet together here, our arms come up above our head, above our shoulders, and we begin to sit back into our second chair pose of the day. Sitting back maybe a little further down this time, and maybe allowing your whole body to shift back a little bit. And so your knees will come back. You're still seated, and your arms are still above you, somewhere close, if not above, your shoulders. Now pull the core in as you kind of push the booty forward and then begin to fold. Half lift. And Vinyasa. High plank, low plank. All the way back to down dog. Breathing here. This time the right leg comes back up and we come into our warrior one. If you were here before and you had your toes pointed down or you were moving your ankle around, feel free to take it to the next extension. And so if you want to come into a twisted dog, you can begin to bring your right leg up. Bring it up and over. And so you can kind of feel your knee going up into the air and kind of starting to allow your hips to open. And as you do that, it might feel awesome. But if your shoulders are all wonky, it's not quite where you want to be. So try to get your shoulders back. Try to open up that hip as best you can. And then bring your foot pointed down. Now step it forward. And rise up into Warrior One pose. Same as we did before, getting that nice bend to the right leg. Left leg is nice and strong. Lifting up here on the inhale as you sink down. And as you exhale, we open up our bodies into Warrior Two. Now, we're pushing our hips towards that left side. We're pulling in our core, and so our body is somewhat flat against the side of our mat. Our arms, however, are opened wide, and we're looking out over the middle finger of that right hand. Knee is bent really nicely here, and from here, you can Vinyasa. High, low, up, and pushing all the way back to down dog. And breathe. From here, we'll go back into the left side. Doing the same thing. Left leg comes up. Whatever you did on the right, do it here. If you began to twist your hip open, that's cool. Just check your form. Are your shoulders pointing down? Are you playing with the heel of your right foot? When you're ready, bringing that foot and toes pointing straight down. We begin to walk the left foot forward once again. We rise up into our favorite pose, Warrior One. Pulling up while you allow yourself to come down and create traction and sink a little lower. Inhale, lift those hands up just a little higher, and as you exhale, open your body out to Warrior Two. Now you're looking out over the left hand, over the middle fingernail. Your hips, though, are pushing to the side of the mat. You're keeping your body flat towards that way. Maybe coming down a little bit tighter into the left leg, strengthen that right leg, maybe a little stronger. And from here, we Vinyasa. High plank, low plank, all the way back to down dog, where we breathe. And as we breathe, look to the front of that mat. Bend our knees. Hop, skip, or jump, forward fold. Half lift when you get there, and fold. And come all the way up to Tadasana, lifting up and pulling up. Hands come down to your side, mountain pose. Step the feet together. Arms come back up. This time we'll grab our palms together, and we'll pop our index finger, and we'll begin to pull our body up. Lifting our body up and maybe even looking up here as we do so. Inhale and really do the best that you can to lift that body up, and then as you exhale, begin to lean your body to the right. Now maybe you try to keep your head independent of your arms if that's what's in your practice. Do the best you can. You can only do the best you can. From here, we'll inhale and we'll lift our body up. And then as we exhale, we'll lean to the left. Breathe into poses that feel difficult and allow your breath to make it smoother. As you inhale, lifting all the way up, our hands stay together and we'll begin to fold forward. When our hands come down to the mat, they can be released. Instead of coming to a half lift, we'll lift halfway up into our chair pose. And maybe this time you're way further down. Maybe this time your weight is in your heels, about 80% of it, so you can lift your toes off the mat. Lifting that spine up as you sit down, check your toenails to make sure you can see them, and then Vinyasa. High plank, lift plank, all the way back. Breathing here. All right. Now for here, we're going to lift up the right leg, and we'll play the knee to X game. Knee to X game just means we have our toes pointing down here. We're pushing back into a really strong three-leg dog, and the bottom of our left heel is maybe sinking down towards that mat. Push up, and then take your knee and bring your right knee to your nose as your shoulders are coming up and over your wrists. Nice drop. Now bring it back slowly. As you exhale, bring the knee forward to the right elbow. Slowly we take it back. And finally, we bring our right knee to our left elbow. And if you choose to, you can begin to kick that left foot out and rise up into a fallen triangle. From here, you can find your way back to the three-leg dog. Now we begin to step our right foot forward, except this time we come up into a crescent lunge. A crescent lunge, we're standing on the ball of our left foot. Our arms are up above our shoulders, and our right foot is at a 90-degree angle. Now, just as you can imagine, and just as we did before, we're trying to sink down here. We're playing with the weight in the heel of the left foot. We're trying to get that 90-degree angle, and we're trying to lift our hands up, opening up that spine and giving it length and strength. Part of your brain resides in your spine. Be kind to your spine. Bringing your hands down to heart center, and as you exhale, begin to lean to the right. And so we're going to cross over and do a revolved crescent lunge, Alanasana. Maybe you need to keep your eyes where they are, and maybe they're kind of forward on your mat, or maybe you have the ability to look behind you. Maybe looking out and over that right shoulder. Making sure the left leg is straight and strong as you do so. Now maybe you can open up your arms here, and from here we open our body up to the other side of our mat into a warrior two pose. Bending that right knee, looking out and over that middle right finger. And as you inhale, we'll reverse that warrior. And that just means that our hands will change direction. Our eyes can look up and over the elbow, or it can look back. You're getting a nice curve here in the right side of your body as you're doing this. Your right leg is still 90 degrees. And as you exhale, slowly with control, bring your upper body up and over your right leg. Now, if you have challenges with balance, or you're still working on your strength for this pose, you can keep your elbow right here on the knee. Or else you can just open your arms up. Maybe you're using a block, or your hand is on the mat. Or maybe your hand is just hanging free here on your right leg. Wherever you are, do your best to lift your body up. Get this nice diagonal here on the left side of your body. Nice. And from here, the Vinyasa. Coming down and over into a high plank first, and then finding our way back to down dog. And breathing when we get there. In and out. And in and out. The name of the game here is your breath. Keeping it nice and stable. So our left leg will now come up into our lovely knee game. If you want to stay here, if this is too much for you, you can stay right here, or you can even bring your foot down and hang out in down dog. Play in down dog if that's where you're going though. Find your strength in the down dog. If you're doing the knee game, your left foot is coming up, and we're taking that left knee now and bringing it forward to our nose. Our shoulders follow over our wrists, and then we kick that knee foot back. Now the left knee will come to the left elbow. Shoulders over wrists. Slowly, slowly take it back. Now, if you wish, you can come forward and twist your body and bring that knee to the right elbow. You can even kick it out from here. I won't do that because of my injury on this side. I would just kick back. But if you kicked out, find your way back. Nice. Toes are pointing down. Stepping the left foot forward. Rising up into your warrior one. Really lift up here. Pull up. And as you're being pulled up and lifted up, find a way to get that traction. Sink down. Pull your body up as you inhale. And as you exhale, open your body up now. Warrior two. Looking out and over the middle finger of the left hand. Pulling the hands away from each other like you're in a tug of war maybe. Left leg is 90 degrees. And we reverse that warrior. Looking up or looking back, however you've been trained. Slowly with control, we bring our left body up and over our left leg. And rest that elbow on the knee if we wish. Bringing the right hand up. Straighten that right leg. And if you can, maybe open both of your arms. If you need to touch a block or you need to touch the mat, go ahead. Lift, lift, lift here with that right hand. And then find your way to a high plank and vinyasa all the way back to a down dog. All right, if you're in that down dog and you're already sweating and tired, you probably don't want to do the next one. Maybe you want to just hang out and watch, or maybe you just want to hang out and breathe. Breathing might be the better option. All right, we're going to do a side plank vinyasa. So the first thing we're going to come to is a high plank. Your shoulders and your elbows and your wrists are all in one line. Now, come down to a low plank. Bring those elbows into your ribs. Not touching, just right next to them. Come down as far as you can and then push your way back up to a high plank. Now from here, the easiest way to get into a side plank is to roll to the left side of your feet and lift your right arm up. And so if you want to go there, go ahead. If you want, you can bring your feet to stack and you can bring your right leg up or the left leg. From here, we vinyasa all the way back to your down dog. All right, next side, coming into our high plank, lowering down into our low plank, pushing all the way back up to the high plank and flipping out to do a side plank on your left. Once again, you can lift that right foot off the ground if you want. You can't lift both. I kind of prefer to lift the left leg, and I prefer to look up and challenge my balance that way. And from here, vinyasa, all the way back to down dog. Breathe. Bend those knees and look to the front. Walk, hop, or skip. Forward fold. Half lift and fold. And come all the way up, Tadasana. Hands to your side, mountain pose. Take a couple breaths here. All right, we're going to do a little balancing here. We'll bring our arms above our heads. Hands come together and our hands float down through heart center and come down and find their way to our hips. Now, if you're challenged with balance here, you don't have to bring your foot completely off the mat. You can just play with it. You can actually be on both feet if it feels better for you. But when we begin to balance, if you want to, just bring your toes to the mat and kind of stand there. For the rest of us who want to balance a little bit more intensely, you can bring your knee up. I like to bring mine up to the height of my hip. Some people can bring it into their chest, and if that's you, you may go ahead and do so. And when they do so, they can kick their legs straight out. It's beautiful to watch. But for me, when I try to do that, I get all hunched. I don't do it the right way, and I'd rather be here and do it the right way and constantly kind of stretch and find my way into that if I ever can. Still play the edge, but I prefer to play right here with y'all. The right knee begins to come out. And as it does, you're opening up your hip basically to the front of the room. And so your hip might be flat to whatever wall is in front of you, as is your knee. Be careful with your balance here, trying to keep your eyes on your drishti. Now, if you want to here, lift up a little higher. It might challenge your normal sense of balance. And maybe lift your hands off of your body. And maybe stretch up a little higher. And if you want to challenge your balance further, looking over to the left, breathing, and then bringing your knee to the center and your upper body back to center. We'll kick the right foot back and we'll lean forward as we do so. Our hands will come down to our side for airplane pose. And we don't want to lock the left leg. Kind of want to play with it, or I do. It helps to challenge my balance. And we try to have a bit of a cobra face here, lifting slightly up. From here, we release, back to standing. Hands to your hips. And maybe you want to shake that out. All right, left leg comes up. Keep it right there if you're your hip, if that's what you did the other side. Begin now to open that knee out. Just take your time. Keep your eyes locked on that teeny, teeny, teeny place in front of you where you can lock. If you keep your eyes there, your balancing will greatly improve. Want to challenge your balance here, begin to lift up higher, beginning to maybe open your arms with the palms facing towards the front, standing up, and then beginning to look over that right hand. And if you fall, just get right back in. It's no big deal. That's actually how you learn balancing. Now your hands will come back to center, as will your knee. And you'll begin to kick that left foot back as you lean forward. Your palms will find their way to the side. Airplane pose. Maybe lifting that chest up a little bit. And then relax and release. Catch your breath. Maybe shake it out. All right, now we'll do a tree pose. And so we'll bring our hands to our heart center. And once again, if you don't want to balance here, you can also stay on your feet here. If you want to just play a little bit of balancing here, the better way to do it in this pose, it would be to bring the ball of your foot down to your mat. And then bring the bottom of your right foot, the heel, into your ankle. And just kind of connect it there. And it's like a kickstand on a bike. It'll hold you up. And if you want to, whoops, didn't hold me up very well there. If you want to, you can bring it to the bottom of your calf muscle. Keep it there. It's recommended you avoid putting it anywhere near your knee. And if you're advanced or you're more flexible, you can also just bring it up into the left corner of your thigh. Not pushing too much here to maintain your stability, but just keeping it there as a guide almost. Now from here, if you wish to challenge your balance further, you can do so by opening your tree or growing your tree. But if you don't want to challenge your balance, don't do this. Maybe you bring your hands down first so you can bring them out of your view. And then you allow your hands to come up behind you slowly, and you grow the tree into the tree that you want it to be. It can be all the way up, it can be sideways, it can be half grown, whatever works for you. Maybe if you want to challenge your balance further from there, you can look up. And hopefully you'll fall out and release. I say hopefully you'll fall out because that's how I learned balancing. The more I fell out, the more I could kind of reverse engineer and go, oh, that's where I'm actually hitting the point where I lose it. Tree pose on the left, same foot placement you had before, if you can. And so if you brought your heel up into your left thigh and try it out and then it didn't work out for you, maybe try put it on your calf muscle this time. Or maybe try again. Hands to heart center, lifting higher. If you want to grow your tree, beginning to bring your hands down if you do the way I do it, or growing it immediately. Slowly, for me, I'm lifting my arms up and locking my eyes there on that drishti point in front of me. And then if I wish to, I can take my eyes off of the drishti point and let it kind of slowly find my way up to right above me. That's a very challenging way to balance. And from there, we release. Our arms will come back up over our heads. And we'll swan dive forward, forward fold. Half lift. And vinyasa. All the way back to down dog. When you get to that down dog, if you want to take a water break, or if you need to pop into child's pose for a few breaths, that's fine. When you're ready, finding your way back to the down dog. All right, we're playing a little triangle here, and this sequence goes a little bit faster. Starts out with our down dog, so we'll lift up the right leg, toes are pointing down. We're going to keep this very basic and simple as we do it. We're going to bring our right foot forward, and we'll rise up into warrior one. Rise as you inhale. And as you exhale, open your arms up, finding your way into warrior two. Right knee is bent, looking over the middle right finger. As you inhale, reverse that warrior, but also straighten the right leg as you do so. And as you exhale, bring that right hand and your upper body up and over the right leg. And find your way into triangle pose. Triangle pose, your right hand is maybe resting on your shin. Maybe if you need to, you have it holding you up. Or maybe it's hanging loose. Wherever you are, you're trying to separate those hands as much as possible. And from here, we'll find our way back down to a high plank. And we'll find our way all the way back to a down dog. Nice. Left leg comes up. Step the left leg forward. Rise up. Warrior one. As you inhale, rise. Lift. And as you exhale, open your arms back into that warrior two. Reverse your warrior on the inhale and straighten the left leg. And now bringing your body up and over the left side for triangle pose. Hands are lifting away. Right leg is nice and strong. You've got a good diagonal on the right side of your body. Bringing your hands down in front of you and finding your way to a high plank. Vinyasaing all the way back to down dog. From your down dog, find your way to a high plank pose. And then begin to bring your body all the way down to your mat, to your belly. And find your right cheek on the mat. You'll be looking to the left side of your mat. And your hands will be down here to your sides, a little past your hips if that's how your arms hang. Just hanging straight out with the palms up. Some people begin to drift away here into their Shavasana journey. If that's you, you're welcome to do so. I'm going to do a Locust Pose here. And so you can bring your forehead down to the mat, or you also have a choice of using your shin. That's really whatever feels most comfortable for you. You can bring your hands flat on your mat to the area of your waist here. And begin to inhale forcefully through your nose. Forcefully out. And in. And sigh it out. And as you lift, just lift your upper body off the mat. Now your legs behind you can be straight and strong if you wish. Maybe if you look up a little higher to allow you to lift a little higher. And when it's too much for you, you can come down to the right cheek and look to the left. Hands find their way down to your hips, palms facing up. Finding your way back here, if you wish to do so, forehead or shin. Inhaling through your nose forcefully. And exhaling through your nose. Doesn't give you very much, does it? So inhale through your nose and sigh it out here. And then on the next inhale, lifting your body all the way up into Locust Pose. So now your upper and lower body is off the mat. You have no weight in your hands. You're just using them to prop you up. And so if you wish to take them away, you can take them away and still be flying on your mat. Bringing your body down here. You're facing your head now to the right. The left side of your mat. Right cheek is on the mat. And finally, if you wish to do so, we'll do a floor bow. Coming forward. Now here we're doing something different with our legs, right? We're bending our legs, kind of grabbing the outside of our feet or our ankle or our shin. And so when you do that, you might find that your forehead or your shin that you're using before no longer feels comfortable. And if you choose to change, that's fine here. Inhaling through your nose and sighing it out. Inhale through your nose, loud. And really sigh it out. And as you inhale, beginning to lift your body up into a floor bow pose. Floor bow, you're trying to kind of lift both sides of your body up, but you're trying to use your strength to pull you back, and so that your torso can be even higher off the mat. And from here, we release down to our left cheek, looking to the right. Breathing. Finding your way back to a child's pose. From your child's pose, lift your way up to a tabletop. Your shoulders are over your wrists. My friend Matthew says I have something that happens with my voice, and I noticed that he's right. Anyway, shoulders over wrists, your hips are over your knees. And what we like to do here is kind of called a cat-cow. And so as you're inhaling, you're kind of lifting your head up and your hips will come up. And you got like a little bit of a bend here in your spine as you're looking up. And as you exhale, you do the reverse into a cat pose, and your back begins to arch in the middle. Inhale, coming into your cow. And exhaling back to your cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale. And exhale. Coming back to center. As you exhale, kick the right leg up like you're a donkey. You're doing a donkey kick here. So you're trying to push that heel of your right foot up into the sky, and you're getting a stretch all along the front of your right thigh, down maybe even to the bottom of your foot here. And from here, we'll bring that knee forward, and we'll rest the knee right there at the corner of our right wrist. Our leg will be resting on the mat in front of us. It's your choice where to put your foot. The goal, however, is if I were to be walking above you and looking down while you're in this pose, I wouldn't be able to see anything but maybe your toes and your knees, because everything else would be tucked nicely under your body. If you want to stay in a powered up position there, you can, or you can bring your forearms down to the mat and maybe rest your head on your forearms. Feel that stretch. Where do you feel it? Does it feel good? Breathing here. And closing your eyes. And slowly making your way back up to your palms. Finding your way back to your tabletop. Kicking that right heel up. And then bringing it down back to table. Now your left heel goes up. Kick it up. And see where you feel that in your leg. Can you feel it coming down all through the tops of your thigh? Nice. Now bringing the knee forward. Maybe you bring it to your elbow first. But wherever you go, you bring that knee down and be right behind your left wrist. You can stay in a powered up position, or you can power down to your forearms. And once again, just close your eyes and find your breath here. Now slowly from here, we're just going to kind of release and roll to the very side of our left glutes. And really that just gives you the ability to sit back a little bit so that you can lift up and then bring your right foot from behind you all the way to the front of your mat. The bottom of your left foot is tucked here into your right thigh. This is called seated tree pose. Your arms are lifting up and you're pulling up just like we did before. Don't forget about the spine. It's so important for us. Lift up as much as you can while you pull that core in, and then begin to fold forward over that right leg and find your stretch, your forward bend stretch. If your foot can come down to the bottom, if your hand can come down to the bottom of your foot, that's awesome. And if it can't, just bring it to somewhere on your leg. Maybe tuck your head a little bit, but not too much. Just something you can do naturally and work on pulling that core in And maybe find your way into a little bit deeper of a bend here. Breathing into that, and then beginning to reverse. And so we bring our left foot out. The bottom of our right foot comes up and into that left thigh. Our arms lift up and pull up. And as we exhale, leaning up and over that left leg now. Finding your hands where your hands are supposed to find themselves, not where you think they should go. And breathe. Just breathe in and out. And in and out. Release. Both feet come to the front of the mat. Lifting up. Pulling that core in while somebody pulls you up. Then exhale and fold forward. Breathe wherever you find yourself. Just breathe. And try to find the breath that we had in the beginning of the practice. Where does it come from? And where does it go to? Finding our way back to our backs. Lifting up into a happy baby pose of your choice. Some people grab the outsides of their feet. Whoops, with them being straight. I used to do that. Some people grab behind their knees. Some people just bend their legs. Just rock. Wherever you are, do the variation that feels good for you. I like to tuck my feet together. Bringing the knees now to the left side of your mat. Your arms will open wide, palms facing up. And you'll twist your head to the right to get that full stretch. And if your knees are not fully at rest or you can't bring your shoulders at rest, just move your body around to find the spot that works for you. And then switch sides. Looking now over the left side, knees to the right. Just breathe. Now from here, we're going into our Shavasana pose of your choice. If you want to do Shavasana as a Supta Baddha Konasana, you're one move away. You just open up that left leg. Your feet come together. Your legs are like a butterfly maybe. Or maybe your arms are out to your sides. Or maybe for you, Shavasana is in a fetal pose. Or maybe for you, your arms and legs are wide. Or you could even be on your belly. Wherever you find yourself, close or cover your eyes. Just breathe. And if you like to end your Shavasana, you want to end your practice and seated. Maybe first finding your way to fetal pose, and then finding your way to seated. And thank everybody for coming out today. Hopefully that will make it up and into YouTube without any problems. Yoga has changed my life in so many ways. It's saved my life many times. I get caught up in the world outside of me,